Hiya, this is Penny from Blush. I've been asked by quite a few people about my cleansing routine and also by a couple of people if I do a cleansing routine tutorial. Obviously there's loads of different cleansing routines and this is just what I do, so it's by no means the definitive one. What I will say though, first off, is if you use face wipes, please throw them out immediately. They are the devil's work, in my opinion. The reason I say that is because they are billed as a cleanser and a toner in one. And a cleanser is generally oil-based to remove dirt, impurities, makeup, and then a toner is quite astringent in order to remove any oil that's left on the skin. So mixing those two together just doesn't work, and of course they've been marketed very cleverly, and you know, we're all after something that's going to make our lives easier and it's nice and quick, as well as effective, but actually 90% of people I see who have problems with their skin, either dry patches or oily patches, they use face wipes, and when I ask them to chuck them away and do a proper 3-step cleansing routine, most of the time they say their skin's a lot better. What happens is either the face wipes tend to leave sort of a greasy film on the skin, or they are super astringent, which either dries out the skin leading to dry patches or makes the skin produce more oil to compensate for being stripped. So they're just not great. Or even if you just want to save them for your 4 AM roll in after a night out, great, because that's the only way you're going to get your makeup off. But day to day, try and get a 3-step cleansing routine. So I'm going to get the hair back. So I have got a full face of makeup on, although it's light. So I'm going to go through exactly what I would do. Oh, if I had some cotton pads on hand. So I do think, you know, you don't have to use the most expensive products out there at all. Some of the things I use are high-end, some are not. So I always start off with the simple eye makeup remover. It removes eye makeup really well, including waterproof makeup. If you do struggle with removing waterproof makeup, particularly if you use olive oil or another oil that you've got in your cupboard, that can work really well. So just be quite gentle around your eye area. You don't want to be stretching the skin. It's pretty thin and delicate around there. So just make sure that all that's off, and although I haven't got a lot on, I'm getting quite a lot off on this cotton wool. And then when I've got a full face of makeup off, I like to do a double cleanse. The reason being is that while the first cleanse does remove the majority of the makeup, there's always a little bit left. So if I haven't been wearing makeup, sort of a foundation makeup, I'll just do a single cleanse of one of my cleansers, whatever I feel like. But a double cleanse, I always start off with my Lizel cleanser polish, which is a hot cloth cleanser, and it comes with a muslin. I love Lizel products in general. And this is great. You can buy it in a triple set as you come with the toners and moisturisers, so it works out a little bit less expensive. And they often do limited edition fragrances as well, which I believe this one was. It's the rose and lavender. It's really lovely. So it's quite a thick cream. So I just rub that between my fingers and then literally just massage it into my face, making sure I'm not missing out areas like the temples, which often do get forgotten about, and also under the nose here. So just give that a really good massage in. I always don't want to dry skin, and then just down onto the neck as well. It's really important to include your neck in all of your skincare routine, unless you want to end up with chicken neck, which I hope none of us do. Okay, so I've wet my muslin and just squeezed it out, and then I'm just going to polish it. And what I really like about these muslins is they act as a gentle exfoliator. So whereas I find those exfoliating face washes actually aren't particularly effective, with the muslins you can really get into any particularly stubborn dry areas that you might have. So I have dry areas just around here on my jawline, and just sort of here on my cheeks as well. And it sort of gives you a nice
a circulation boost as well. So just making sure I get it down onto the neck.
But these are kind of gentle enough to be used every day and not to
Harm your skin unless you really sort of really scrubbed at it.
so be a bit gentle. So you can see that's taken off quite a lot of makeup. So now I'm going to go in with my second cleanser, which is my other go-to cleanser that I love, and it's the Emma Hardy Amazing Face Moringa Cleansing Balm, which is quite a thick, it's almost a bit like Vaseline, and again smells lovely. So I just use a fingerful, and what you're supposed to do is massage this onto, sort of goes quite shiny and thin when it's warmed up.
Massage it onto dry skin, and then you're supposed to wet your hands and kind of again massage to emulsify it. It goes kind of milky.
I just don't do that step for no reason other than I find this works perfectly well. So it's up to you really.
And both of these cleansers you could take off eye makeup with, and again I just choose not to. I like to get it off first, not really for any other reason that I don't like putting a large amount of a cream product in my eyes, and also I don't like my muslins to get all black with mascara, which is hard to get off. So again, really good massage in, and if you've got time just to give your skin a nice sort of massage around the eyes, upwards on the cheeks, and again onto the neck. It just really helps with circulation and getting everything going. And then normally I just use my initial muslin cloth and obviously rinse it, but just for the purposes of this video I'm not going to. I've got a second one. And these are the ones that come with the Liz Earle Cleanse and Polish. The Emma Hardy does come with its own one, which is a double-sided one, which is really nice, but I've just got these. And I just want to show you, bearing in mind I don't wear a lot of base, and that was actually a tinted moisturiser rather than a foundation. I just want to show you what was left on my face after the initial cleanse and why I always think it's important to do a second cleanse. So there's not a huge amount on this cloth, but if you can see, there is still some makeup on there. Okay, so onto toner. I've got two types of toner. I've got a spritzer toner and a normal toner used with cotton wool. I really like the spritzer for on a really hot day, just to refresh my skin, and in the mornings as well. It's quite nice to wake you up after cleansing. I'm going to use the normal toner, which is used with cotton wool. Again, you can buy triple sets of these from Liz Earle, and it smells really fresh. It's the Instant Boost Skin Tonic, and it's lovely. I really like it. I'm just going to sweep that gently over my skin, including neck and eyes. Okay, and I can see that there's nothing on there, so my double cleanser's removed everything. Okay, and then I just sort of let that soak in. About twice a week I use this Rodial Super Acids Extreme Rush Peel, bit of a mouthful, which I got in the M&S Advent Calendar, and you just apply it. So I would cleanse first and just apply it and leave for 10 to 15 minutes and then wash off, or take off with a warm damp cloth. It's less harsh than it sounds, but it does leave your skin super soft. I wouldn't want to use it more than twice a week personally, and it is very, very expensive. I think a large tub of this is about £70, but I think for about, I can't remember, I want to say 100ml, but that might be wrong. But it does go a little goes a long way, and it is a lovely product. Okay, so then on to let's do serum. So I use the Lancome Genifique serum, which is again really expensive. I think this was £96 for 75ml, but I have been using it so far morning and evening for 5 months now, and it still hasn't run out, and in fact I've got about that much left still, so it's a decent amount. And also I happened to look on the Debenhams website when they were doing the 10% off beauty, and they were doing 20% off Lancome,
which was great because obviously that's sort of about £19 off, so that's why I got it then. So it comes with a little dropper, so you literally put a pea-sized amount on your fingers, rub it in, and then just smooth it over the skin. And then I just like to press it into my skin. And then just leave that to soak in for a sec. And then eye cream, at the moment I'm using the Algenist one, which is just a sample that I got. I run out of my Lancome Hydrozen, which is what I usually use. So I'm just using this up, but it's lovely, really nice one. And I just pat it, then use little tapping motions to just work it into the skin. You should never rub your under eye area because the skin is so delicate and you don't want to sort of stretch it and make it go crepey prematurely. And just gentle patting in. Okay. And then moisturiser. So my favourite moisturisers, and I've been using them for about 15 years now, are the Lancome Hydrozens. And I love them because they feel really light, they feel beautiful on my skin, they work with my skin. But they also come in different weights. So there's a lotion, an oil-free lotion, which is really super light, so great for kind of teenagers, people with oily skin. This one is the normal day cream. And then they also do a day cream with sun protection factor in, which is slightly thicker, but brilliant for the summer months in particular. So the day cream is white and the night cream is pink, which is helpful, so you don't get confused with them on your dressing table. And I've got a really light fragrance, which I don't want anyone to find that offensive. So I'm just going to pop a little bit on my fingers and rub it in and just smooth. Now, because it's important to moisturise your neck as well, but I know it's sometimes you think, oh, crikey, I'm going to use double the amount of product using the moisturiser on my neck as well. So what I often do, if I'm sort of counting the pennies a little bit, as most people are, I will either buy quite an inexpensive moisturiser or use something that I've been sent a sample of, I've got a sample of, or a moisturiser that I'm not a massive fan of, that I bought and didn't really like. And I'll just use that for my neck area because it's not like my face. Your neck area doesn't have greasy patches and it doesn't matter how makeup's going to sit on it because it's your neck. So I find that quite a good way of making your high-end moisturiser last a little bit longer. Is by just keeping that for your face and by using something less expensive on your neck. A lip balm, I use the Blistex Intensive Moisturiser. I do get quite dry lips, and I used to use a balm. I used to use Carmex, I've used Vaseline, use more balmy and sort of greasier versions, and I find they dry my lips out more. The Blistex is a cream, so when it goes on, it soaks in and you can't feel that you've got anything on your lips. It's got like a peppermint scent to it, but I just find it really moisturising. It's sorted my lips out completely, even in sort of the deepest, darkest depths of winter. And post-drying red lipstick wearing, it really does give me the moisture back, and it is a fantastic product. And then lastly, I always moisturise my hands because I do wash my hands a lot with my job and with having 2 little ones as well, but I find they get super, super dry. This Body Shop hemp cream is the best hand cream that I've found, and I have used a lot of different hand creams. It's very thick. It's great if you've got a gardener in the family who suffers with dry hands. It's perfect. It's super thick. You could put quite a thick layer on and wear gloves overnight. You could put it on your feet to help with cracked heels. It literally, my hands have been cracking before, and that has sorted them out within 2-3 days. So it's definitely worth investing in that. So there we are. That's my cleansing routine, and I hope that was helpful.